diversity and inclusion in tech. Someone asked that question. How do you ensure that? Because again, some people feel like they're being left out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit controversial, but I'll take it like it's me, meaning how I can handle that is if I'm here and I feel I'm not wanted to be here, look for a space that I'll feel natakikana, right? So in this case, for you, when you talk about the 5 individuals, one has to be this, one has to be that. Trust me, there's another place that when you go, they need your skill, for example, if you're an Android. So for me, how I can approach it is if I'm not needed at that space at that particular time, look for a space that you are needed and wanted. Because if you're at a place that you know deep inside you're not wanted, trust me, you will not be needed. Because those are 2 different things, a need and a want. So if they feel they don't need you, they will not want you. So make sure that you're at a place that you're needed and also wanted. I hope I've been able to answer your question. I have? No?
Yes, thank you for that wonderful answer.
Just going to change the question. So for the diversity one, I would say that company is trying to achieve an objective. So there's other companies that may not necessarily have this, although we are all trying to get inclusivity. But just as you said, like there's somewhere else that you are needed. So you're looking at it as a disadvantage that you just like they only need one man, but they also need one woman and one LGBTQ and one. They're trying to create that awareness so you can be able to get on the bandwagon as well, so that you can increase your network by you can even go and look for a woman on LinkedIn and DM her and tell her, would you like to participate in a hackathon? Go to a community group and say, I'm looking for this criteria of people, please reach out to me. So that's what they're trying to achieve, and you don't lose anything by doing it, by being an inclusive person. It's controversial, but yes, as the same way you're saying it's just one man, there's just one woman and one other person. It's the inclusivity that they're trying to create. So it's not a bad thing, but we see maybe why we feel like it's a bad thing because we feel like it's limiting to you, but you can also use it as an opportunity to grow and broaden your perspective as to who else can be able to do the work that you're doing. Don't just surround yourself with just men. Maybe if you just know men who are doing Android, now start looking for other people in other communities who can do Android as well. It can benefit you as well.
Yeah, thank you. I noted the question on unlocking value. Like, how do you unlock value? It was your question, yeah? Yeah, how do you unlock value in what you do?
Unlocking value to like in what perspective? I think let me see how I noted it.
Yeah, okay.
You asked about how you can be able to know how the elevator features and stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah, and really is through unlock value. The question is just what price also the audience here. How do you successfully do that? And I've also as an application to a career. So how do you change that personal brand and how do you build it? How do you breathe?
Day and age. If you want to know how to do an elevator pitch, you can do a course on elevator pitch. If you want to know how to network better, what you should be able to be putting at your front, how to even do a handshake, like all those things are there on the internet. You can actually go, as long as you're aware, maybe it's something you have a weakness in, then you can be able to actually go and learn about it. And then once you start practicing it, you're not going to get it fast at the right time. Give yourself allowance to know that you can make mistakes. You can go and forget your elevator pitch. But then the more you put yourself in that room, the better you become at it. Looking back at even my own journey, I remember the first community event I went to, I just sat at a corner. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know how to. But then now, slowly but slowly, you start to learn. You start to make extremely mistakes. You just, as long as you're learning from an experience, and then now you're able to apply it better. And then through that, again, you're able to do something I usually like, which is peer mentorship. So there's mentorship where there's somebody who's in front of them, and there's a peer mentorship. So once you go for those community events, or even within your workplace, or wherever, whichever skill you're trying to own, even your branding, one thing that has stood out for me is the fact that I've always had somebody I'm doing this thing with. If it is saying I'm going to start speaking, when I said I'm going to start speaking, I remember we were seated with my friend Kimberly and then Jackie, and then we were all like, we're going to speak, yeah, we're going to speak. Like, we don't know what we're doing, but we're going to make a mistake. But right now we're doing both local and international speaking sessions together, but then it all started with us giving each other that sky. So like, just come up with your tribe who'll be able to even go for that event with you. And then even when you're networking, it makes it easier for you. If you're not a very sociable person, like if you with your friend and you're approaching another person, the conversation is easier when there's 3 people in that group instead of 2 people against another person. So I think it's different from everybody, but then there's a lot of content out there, and be gracious with yourself in the live chat. Just always put yourself out there to try something.
As you're answering that question, also can you just give us your closing remarks in like 30 minutes, 30 seconds? Well, yeah.
Okay. If you decide to pick technology as your field, you cannot get away from continuous learning, right? Which is a good thing and a bad thing, meaning that there's something called continuous improvement, right? Getting 1% better every day, right? So ensure that every day spend around 10, 15 minutes learning something, right? Something you didn't know. And all that compounds over time, and it gives you a very wide knowledge base on what to work with. Now, don't restrict yourself to just your field. If you're a data scientist, you're a data engineer, you're a dev, don't restrict yourself to that field. Remember, ultimately, the solutions you're creating are going to be consumed by someone. Someone is going to pay for it, right? Understand what is their problem. What are they looking to achieve, right? So if it's a banker and he wants to look at, loans that are at risks, and he tells you, go and get this report for me, put it on Power BI or whichever platform. Try to understand what else, how else can I offer value to this person, right? Now, there are many, the good thing is there's so many resources now, like Philomena said, YouTube and courses. In fact, you don't even need to pay for courses. You just need to go over there, YouTube, look at the videos, understand new concepts. Then another resource, a very hidden secret that people don't know is GitHub, right? So for example, I want to know how to structure my GitHub. Then you'll find someone has done a whole repository of that. Then don't reinvent the wheel, just go and read his code. See how they've implemented those functions. Adapt it to your solution. Then if it fails, copy everything, copy the error message, put it on ChatGPT. It will tell you what this means. Then from there you iterate and you get to understand a lot of new concepts. So how do you get better? How do you keep up? 1, understand daily improvements, small improvements add up over time. 2, be very purposeful. Try to understand the people around you. How is money made? How is this organized? How does this organization work? Where do the clients come from? Where do suppliers go? Who gets the most money in this organization? Understand, right? And why do they get it? Yeah. Then once you understand that, now you can better position yourself to fix it. The second question was closing remarks. Closing remarks is be everyone's friend. Like, just be everyone's friend. You don't have to be best friends, but be everyone's friend. Like, just be friendly, cordial, like approachable, right? Even if you have the worst possible day, put a smile. Yeah? Things will always get better the next day, right? One thing with Gen Zs, and because I work a lot with them, I'm a millennial by the way, so they wear their emotions in their sleeves. It's like you can actually see when they're upset. Try to just put on a smile, right? If you want to go and cry or shout and scream, do it in the house. Come out, put a smile, right? You don't have to go into details. I love to keep out of, you can avoid politics, office politics, but don't associate yourself with any group. Don't be seen talking or gossiping or rumoring. Don't engage. Like anything negative, any toxic, just keep away from that. Trust me, the moment you engage in that, everything goes down. Like, and whatever, you could be the best dev, best engineer, whatever brings you down is your personality, your character. Those are the things that really get you down. Like, you could get the most awesome dream job, but because your character and your personality is rotten, you can't hold it, right? So what I'd advise you to do is just, just be friendly, be approachable, mind your business, but just be approachable, Trevor.
Thank you, Philomena. Your closing remarks, say briefly.
So my closing remarks would be, every expert was once a beginner. So be very gracious with yourself. You know that person you see who's like the top-notch dev, have one natural definition of it, how to define a variable or how to. So just be able to have that drive within you to be able to push forward. Always be constantly learning, always be constantly curious, always be constantly challenging yourself, because when you challenge yourself, that's when you learn. If you're going to learn how to define a variable and forever you're just writing a line to define a variable every day, you're not gonna learn. But then now you have to go the extra step and learn something new, make mistakes and learn from it, pick yourself up. That's how you grow. There's nobody who has a story in this world, like who actually made a difference in this world and an impact, who was not who didn't go through a challenging, like your molding state, like your particle mold, where even if you won't have a crazy idea, people will call you crazy. There's a quote or something. The difference between crazy and genius is when, like, a person is only called genius when it actually works. And that is scary. All those people understanding all those things, they seem like nothing, that it's not possible. But just always challenge yourself and do something. If you fail, you've not necessarily failed, you're learning from something, you pick yourself up. And when you're doing something, the next thing you've already learned something that you're not gonna repeat to make that mistake again, quote unquote. Yeah.
This was the lesson that I captured out of this situation that I was in. And number two, I'd say do the job. Like, not unless you have trust fund somewhere, that's fine. But if you know where you want to get to, you know where you want to go in your career, even in your personal life, you need to do the job. Like, you have to do the job. Thirdly, connect and network with the right people. I think I've mentioned this a million times to people, key decision makers. When, for example, people are sitting in high tables and they're looking for the best data analyst, the best product manager. Even if you had your lessons, or what we call you had failed, they're like, this person has the hunger to know, and then your name will pop up. So make sure that you're networking with people who are key decision makers, who can actually mention you in rooms of opportunities. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just left. We've learned a lot from what you taught us. And for the audience, I know I've taken so much of your time. If I could take some of the tips you learned here, go on LinkedIn, andika tu. Go on Twitter, andika tu. And then you see where you get from there. But thank you. You've been such a wonderful audience, and all the best. Thank you.
I think is one of our things that can bring you down very quickly. The fact that you think that now you have a degree should be easy. It could bring you down very, very quickly. Because you have been taught in school, you go through primary, unapata your 400, you go through high school. So I'm so confused about the education system. So let me just tell you what I know. You go through secondary school, you get an A, you go through campus, and as you've had, it's not one straight path. And paths can be so many. And I think you need to open yourself up to like what other opportunities are there, because maybe you thought you'd be hired by a big corporate, but there's a startup that needs you and that's an opportunity. So how can you leverage on this opportunity to get to the next? I'm reading a book called Outclass by Malcolm Gladwell, and I think for me, one of the things I've picked up until where I am is every time I go somewhere, I ask myself, what is the opportunity here for me today? What's the opportunity that I can leverage from here today? And so any opportunity that you get, and think being a young person, I usually say when you're young, it's an opportunity for you to do anything and everything that you can. Of interview questions they ask for my role, And I'm telling you, they asked me 80% of those questions that I gathered from the internet. So on the next part now, we are done with the technical things, and now we want to learn more about Zindua. So I've had so many people here have come to want to know more about Zindua. They want to join Zindua. It is expensive. Getting into tech, you think maybe it will take too much of your time, so that transition might take too much time. But you have seen, I think from this morning, it's a testament that people who went through a program for 4 months, right, can be able to now actually design, work, come up with projects, get internships in the minimum time possible, but efficiently. You can be efficient and effective, and you're not an imposter, right? Cyril, he's a co-founder of Zindua School. He was initially a technical mentor, went into operations. Then he's also the co-founder of Chapter Global, where you learn now and pay later. So that's a solution that they do. And fun fact is, success is the secret to success. Your socks is the secret to success. Put on that a bit at the count.
Once again, my name is Cyril Mishino. And I'm happy to be talking about the launch event. And when we talk about the launch event, it's just because Zindua meets launch. And it's been a long journey from 2019. I know it was December, so our first class was in 2020. I've seen someone from the 2020 class. Rohi, you can just say hi. Just asked a lot of questions during the panel. I have seen someone from the 2021, 2022 class. I think I've seen Regan. I don't know if Regan is inside as well. Yes, he's not inside, but he's somewhere that I can see him from where he is. Thank you very much, Regan, for coming. First of all, look at what really makes us stick at Zindua. And when we started this, our entire mission, based on what we went through, if you look at the founding team, we've all experienced what it feels like to miss out on education opportunities because you cannot afford fees. I have a personal story of being in a foreign country, sleeping in trains, and having to withdraw from school because fees was an issue. So when we started Zindua, then chapter bootcamps, we only had one kobo. How could we come into the market and build a school that focuses on learn now, pay later? A school that knows that income should not be a barrier to accessing education. And that's why you've seen us champion not only income share agreements, but we are also starting Lipam Dogo, which you can also call flexible payment plans. But in our journey, we realized that it's not just about taking in the market and building on financing. It's also making sure that you also build up on that quality layer. And the sad reality is that classes of 50 don't work. You'll never see a class of 50 people at Zindua School. We always maintain that 7-to-1 instructor. What we've been able to do in 2023. 2023 has been a formative year for us to be able to grow significantly, and this is thanks to you guys. And the first thing we've been able to launch in 2023 is listen to your cries. Most of you say that at times you don't have 25 weeks to do a program, and so we introduced 30-day skill challenges. Some of you are graduating today as well, which was focused on HTML, CSS, and Figma UI design. And this is a commitment we expect to continue even in 2024 as we seek to upskill those who want the small skills as well as those who want the full pushed skills. Cool. This year we also decided to start building community, and I can see a lot of people from our hackathons as well. And we launched Zinduathon 1.0 with our partners Max Foundation. I can see Blessed here and your team. Just standard wave. I know we'll introduce you later on. This year we decided to delve into technical masterclasses. Can you learn a tech skill in a day on a Saturday? And we've done a data storytelling workshop, a Power BI visualization masterclass. We've done a user interface and user experience workshop, followed by a Figma UI design masterclass, and we also capped this with a blockchain for business sort of masterclass. Once again, this is only going to be scalable. But what's more interesting for us is we don't want to leave it here. And just this November, this December, we had the equipping teachers with the skills to start teaching young kids how to code. And this was a really good pilot for us and something we'll scale more. I know Ruto just said this week that coding is now part of the CDC curriculum, and we are happy to be part of the people pushing and upskilling the teachers we have in the market to also be prepared for this sort of switch. So we said this year we launched the 30-day challenges. Next year we are taking a step up by launching the data art structures and fundamentals don't change. And we want to be very big on the fundamentals, and that's why this is going to be a very important year for it. The second thing we want to step up is going to be scaling masterclasses and hackathons. Yes, we've been focused on data masterclasses and software masterclasses this year with a focus on UI design as well as data visualization. Next year, those ones will still be maintained, but we'll start getting into upcoming fields and making sure some of you can those of you who don't want to upskill fully into tech, that you can build full-scale applications with database such as Supabase or Airtable, and also working with Bubble or things like Plasmic to build ready products for the market. And finally, we've done a hackathon this year. We'll have 2 more hackathons next year, plus a datathon, right? Just to engage also those who are here. And the final thing is student experience matters a lot to us at Zindua. This year we moved from Zindua LMS 1.0, we went to 1.2. Januarius is one of the person who really pushed us a lot to improve that sort of experience, also graduated today. Next year we are stepping this further. How can we start having gamification? How can we start having auto creators for all our projects there? And we've said we are very big on personalized learning. How can the features for personalization also go to the learning management system? So what's really coming in 2024? First, we want to get to special education programs. DevOps engineering and big data engineering. This will be targeted to graduates as well as advanced developers. You've seen that we're now really taking a step up, not only focused on beginners, but also focused on the upskilling of people already in the market. Teams, we started training teachers, and yes, we've had 1 million calls this year whether we're going to train. So if you're a parent out here and you have a kid who's aged 6 to 9, 9 to 12, and those in their teens, each and every single holiday we'll be launching this. And the final thing for us coming in 2024, thank you, humans of Zindua. The biggest value for us at Zindua has always been the people who go through our programs. It's always been the community. And we want to start highlighting this, connecting employers to our really awesome communities of builders. So this is a step up on our community features and adding value to students who have already gotten so much value from us. So just to recap on the numbers that we've had so far, and our expectation is to 5x each and every single year. So we've had over 100 students enrolled in our core programs in 2023. We launched challenges in September. We've only run 2 of them, and we've already had 150 students enrolled in the challenges. And we always had free courses, free foundational courses since 2022, mid-2022, and we've had over 2,000 students enroll in these particular courses. These are our numbers as it is. We want to keep scaling, we want to keep having value, and our biggest plea to all of you is to keep Zinduaing your career in tech. Thank you very much.
So next we're going to go into the graduation session, where we're going to be appreciating those guys who have started the sessions, or started the classes, and actually finished the 4 months. Because most of these classes, to be honest, how many finished online courses they start? How many online courses have you started this year and you're finished? So I'll call Josie Karanja. He is the co-founder of Zindua. He also leads the software and the business development teams at Zindua, and also the co-founder at Chapter Global.
Right, so we'll get to another major part of our day today. For those of us who will be receiving, I know most of you already know yourselves, let us be raka, come get your photo and we'll be done. So, all good? Lunch in Tarishwa, so yeah, at least, yay, right? Okay, so thank you so much. BG, there was James Maya, I know you're here with mom. I can just stand, we clap for you guys. I know they already have your certificate and everything. But we went through the same process as we did today, did the presentation and got the certificates, but we still invited them here today. So thank you so much, Mom and James, for being around. Asante sana. Then there's Alex, Misha, Sandra, Mercy, Kevin, and Logo. Understandably, most of them are not here because, I mean, we already have the certificate, so we're back in Bani. So, the next group I'd like to acknowledge is our 30-day SQL and Power BI. Kindly, if you just stand with, we acknowledge you. Any of you around? Okay, so none of them. Alright, I'll invite Maureen and Kit. I'm not sure where Kit is, from Nura. I hope we have as many of them as possible in the room here today. So I'll allow Kit to actually do us the honors, but before maybe Maureen can say something.
Hi everyone. My name is Maureen and I'm the co-founder at Zindua. We're very grateful for everyone who's been part of the challenge. We're proud of you for putting in your all and going in from day one to right now, especially even in December where everybody's kind of checked out. So big ups to you guys. Congratulations.
Ashley Melissa. Carol Njogu.
Yeah. come on. Then we have Derek Karaoke. Elizabeth Waithiro. Enoch Tembo. Esther Okiri. Eugene Onyango. Esther Okiri. Eugene Onyango. Francisca Oro. Gary Odwar. Gary Odwar. Ian Motugi. Yeah, around for Ian as he comes.
Students, and we call them that way, they are taking up data science and software development. I think these guys have been with us for the better part of the year, about 7 months. Yeah, we've had some difficult conversations together. Tears may be involved on some cases. But yeah, they're here today, right? That's the most important thing. So I'll just get us started with the first ones. I'll have Mercy and Joanne helping with this. So I'll start off with our index one, as I like calling her, Imelda. Kindly, and I'll request Kim. You're the only remaining panelist today, so I'll allow you kindly. I'll ask you kindly to just come and help us with this. So come on, guys. Let's start with Imelda. You also want to do. His mom and dad and sisters kindly join him. They're very interesting projects, by the way. So if you're interested, Monica, Don will be getting in a few. So karibu sana. He had some of the best presentations. This guy can talk. Actually part of the full-time class. So this is also good to see what they're about.
So congratulations to all the students who put in the work. And now what I'd just like to highlight is we would not be here if it were not for the team members who have worked so hard, the panelists, we've all gotten good insights. For anyone starting their career or you're in your tech career already a while ago. So just want to, extend our gratitude to you for that first. Can assist me to give something small to our great panelists?
Yeah. Can I take for the other panelists? We beat you to it. You already took yours. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. All right. We've all enjoyed, and our MC has really done a great job. We'll get to acknowledge her as we move. Leah, thank you so much. Masterclasses, as Cyril mentioned. We also held a blockchain masterclass. And another interesting one, which we did twice because of just the demand, was the Figma UI. So in absentia, I'd like to acknowledge and thank Kelvin Mutiso, who is a titan in the industry, alongside John Scott. We've also worked with Anthony Ngugi for the Power BI masterclasses. So CIH is a satellite investment later, or ISAs, as we want to call them, to make EdTech more accessible. That is Chapter Global. All right. That having been said, you've seen a couple of chats roaming around, and you've also heard from the founding team. We wouldn't have been here if not for the former Zindua team, and we like keeping in touch. So just to acknowledge whoever we've worked with.
Come before your sister.
So just to remind you again, this is Nura Foundation, but we also have Young Techies being represented by Fian's brother. So thank you so much, and I would like to continue that.
Everyone for coming. We want to do person who's doing their closing remarks. But thank you so much for having me as your MC. Have you enjoyed my hosting? Yes. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh, thank you. So if you have an MC gig, you know where to find me. So my name is Leah Kigodu, for those who are not here. I'm a podcaster and also a project manager. That's my professional background, and it was nice hosting. Thank you for Zindua for having me. This is family, so I'm back home. I used to be part of a team before even they started like this. It was cool. So yeah, I'm back home. But thank you so much for having me. As Joanne gives her final remarks, we have a final question. We want to know whether we met your expectation. So we want to know how are you feeling now after the event? Did you meet your expectation? Did you meet your expectation by a raise of hand? Have you met your expectations? When we started, people say they want to have fun, they want to learn, they want to have an interactive session. Did you meet that? Yes. Yes, that's great. So as we set up, maybe we can have Joanne Mawero as she comes to give her closing remarks. Thank you so much. Looking forward to interacting with you after the event. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone. I'm Ninja.
I've been tasked to give the closing remarks, so I'd just like to thank you all for coming. I hope we've learned a lot. I personally have learned how to, I need to build my personal brand. I need to also build my own, to build on one stack and maybe perfect on it so that I can maybe nikue one of the panelists one day. It's December, kuna vitu mingi zina happen, and we thank you for accepting our invitation. To our graduates, I want to say congratulations. This is the first of the many achievements that you're going to get. Also, I want to thank the partners for the various collaborations that we've been having so far, and we hope for many more collaborations in future projects, and also many more partners to come in the future. I want to also thank you, the audience, for taking the time to come here. That's it from me. I think now tunaweza endea lunch, najua tuko njaa sana. Yes.